for this year, I booked a long weekend stay at the Atelier Playa Mujeres in Cancun, Mexico. This adult-only all-inclusive resort has been voted the best luxury all-inclusive resort in all of Mexico. So I put together this video to make sure that you get the most out of your stay. Hi friends, if you're new here, my name is Katie and I'm the founder of Imagine Travel. On my channel, we talk about all things travel, everything from honest reviews to travel tips, tricks, and recommendations. So if this is something that interests you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's jump right into it. Is the Atelier really worth the hype? All right, let's start off with where it's located. The Atelier is in a gated community of Cancun called Playa Mujeres. It's about 40 minutes from the Cancun International Airport, just north of the Cancun Hotel Zone. I really like that it's in a gated community, and if you're someone who's concerned about safety, this will give you a little bit more peace of mind. Transportation to the resort is not included in the all-inclusive price, so you're going to need to arrange your transportation beforehand. Now, I prefer to book private transfer so that way I can get to the resort and get my vacation started as soon as possible. Now, once you arrive, you're going to be greeted by the concierge. They will greet you with a cool scented towel and a glass of champagne and then escort you into the lobby. Right away, you're going to notice how stunning the resort is. It has this like boho chic aesthetic, floor to ceiling windows with a gorgeous view. It also has this large bar right in the middle of the lobby and the most intoxicating smell. I know that sounds weird, but if you know, you know. Okay, so it also has a calm and chill vibe. It is a lot of fun, but it's definitely not the place to go if you're looking for that stereotypical Cancun spring break party atmosphere. Okay, there are two different room categories. You have the suites and the Inspira suites. All rooms come with this large, gorgeous bathroom, double sinks, a huge shower, soaking tub, luxurious bath amenities. What I also really like is that it's private. Sometimes at all-inclusive resorts, the bathrooms are wide and open and it's just weird. I will say that the lighting is a little bit dark, so if you're someone who needs a lot of light or likes a lot of light while you're getting ready, you might want to purchase a travel makeup mirror with some additional lighting. Now, every guest also has access to 24-hour room service. You have an upscale mini bar in your room with a bottle of wine, snacks, beers, soft drinks, and plenty of bottled water, which you will need to brush your teeth with. During my stay in May, I selected an Inspira Junior Suite with a swim out pool. It was beyond fabulous. I absolutely love the large patio area with this big palapa bed, which I found myself there most afternoons with a little espresso because that's one of my favorite parts about an all-inclusive resort is that every room has its own espresso machine, which is just perfect for that little afternoon pick-me-up. Now, there isn't much of a view because the room was on the first floor, but truthfully, I wasn't bothered by it at all. Something that you should know though about the swim out suites is that all of the swim out areas are connected to the other swim out rooms on your floor. So if you're looking for more privacy, you're going to want to select a different room option. Okay, let's talk about the food and drinks. The Atelier is known for having fabulous food, and I understand all-inclusives are not generally known for having great quality food, but the Atelier really is different. There are 13 restaurants, 3 coffee shops, and a ton of different bars for you to enjoy. Now, dinner reservations are required, and there are kiosks throughout the resort where you can make your reservations, or if you're in Inspira, your butler can make those for you. They used to have an app, they no longer do, but reservations can be made online. Just keep in mind you have to wait until you check in because your room number is required to make those reservations. So the first restaurant I ate at is called El Suspiro. It's a great place for lunch for seafood options, but they also have breakfast, which was my favorite meal there. The breakfast at El Suspiro is a la carte, and they had the best chilaquiles. I love them. I actually had them every single morning that I was there. They were that good. Another great place for breakfast is called Mercado 19. It's actually where the breakfast buffet is. And then at night, that restaurant flips over to a Mexican restaurant. Now, the breakfast buffet is massive. There are tons of different stations, like build your own omelet, there's a salad bar, waffles, I mean, just you name it, fruit juices, pastries. It's overwhelming, if I'm being honest, but I know that's just a me thing. I'm not really a buffet person. It's no fault of the Atelier because most people really love that. Now, Salento is another restaurant. It is fabulous for Italian food. It's open for lunch and dinner. When I was there, I had the lobster pasta, which was amazing. I did really want to try, they have a pasta that you can make, they make in a cheese wheel table side, but I was told by my server that it's just for show and that it's really not the best thing on the menu, and I appreciated his honesty. The Mediterranean restaurant is called Kaila de Luna, and they have the most incredible baklava that I've ever had in my life. And then before your meal comes, they bring out a bunch of different dips and spreads, and it was all fabulous. Honestly, that was my favorite restaurant at the resort, hands down. Now their Asian fusion place is called Takashi, and the seafood is fabulous. The sushi, incredible, super, super fresh. All of the entrees were so good. I ate way too much dinner and didn't even have room for dessert, which is a first for me. Now I'm from Kansas, and we have a lot of great local steakhouses. And while I can say honestly that the steak at Los Abrazos was really good, it just wasn't the best I've had, but I'm just kind of a snob when it comes to steaks. I have to have coffee every morning, so I appreciated that there were multiple coffee shops on the property to choose from. I visited Cafecito a few times, and not only was the coffee great, but the pastries were awesome. And it was a really great place for me to get caught up on some of the work that I had to do while I was there. Okay, let's talk about the drinks. Now these are not your boring, basic, watered down drinks that you get at most all-inclusives. No, the Atelier has legitimate mixologists that can make you pretty much any drink that you dream up. And the drinks really are next level. I mean, smoked old fashions, espresso martinis, they all have these special garnishes. And one thing that I noticed, which is kind of silly, but every drink had its own elevated glassware. It's just those little touches that really set the Atelier apart from other resorts. Bar de la Calle is one of the more popular bars. It often has live music in the evenings, and it's just a really fun place to hang out and mingle with other guests of the resort. There's also a rooftop bar called El Cielo. During the day, it's for Inspire guests only, but it opens up at 6 p.m. to the rest of the resort. It has this upscale martini bar vibe, and that was my favorite place to go for an after dinner drink. Speaking of vibe, I mentioned that the Atelier has more of a laid back and chill vibe. This is not the type of place where you're going to see foam parties or people getting wild all day and all night. It is a perfect resort for people who are looking for a more luxurious experience. It's great for group trips, solo travel, and even honeymoons. Speaking of honeymoons, I specialize in honeymoon planning. So if you need help with this, I do have a video that talks all about how to plan your perfect honeymoon, and you can check out the video here. Okay, back to the Atelier. During the day, most people are hanging out at the pools or on the beach. There are 4 different pools, 2 of which are reserved for Inspira guests only. There's also a really large jacuzzi, but I was there in May and it was just way too hot for an outdoor hot tub, so it looked great, but I didn't get in. Overall, I really liked the pools. The service was fantastic. The swim-up bars were a lot of fun. I have heard people complain that it's hard to get a spot at the pool, but I get up early, so I didn't really have a problem with that. So that's just something maybe you should keep in mind. If you go, get up early, reserve a spot. Okay, the beach area is pretty large. However, kind of like the pool, there's not a ton of lounge chairs. So again, if you want a good spot, make sure to get up early to go. Okay, to be honest, I am more of a pool person, so I didn't spend too much time on the beach. I did go to the swing bar, which was a lot of fun. There are 2 different ones, one for the entire resort and then one for Inspira guests only. I will also tell you that the water was very clear when I was there in May. I know that Cancun has had a little bit of a problem with seaweed taking over the ocean, but it wasn't an issue when I was there in May. Okay, there are a ton of activities that you can do throughout the day. Everything from art workshops, tequila tastings, bike rides, dance classes, and so much more. And all of that is included in the all-inclusive price. Now, I do like to work out when I'm on vacation. Maybe not a full workout like at home, but I do like to stick to the routine somewhat. And the fitness center at the Atelier is the best fitness center that I've ever seen at any resort or hotel that I've been to. It's awesome. The equipment is clean, it's up to date, and there's plenty of it. There is also a Greg Norman golf course, which is right in the middle of the resort. And if you are an Inspira guest who stays for 7 nights or more, you do get 2 rounds of golf for free. There are also activities at night. It's just not a very lively resort in the evening, so keep that in mind if nightlife is important to you. But you can always find something going on, live music at like Bar de la Calle. There's also a nightclub. On the weekends, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's pretty busy. I made the mistake of going on Sunday and it was dead, but that was my fault. Also, there is a great place to watch sports. So if you are into sports, there is a place that has plenty of TVs so you can watch the game. Everything does seem to wind down around midnight, but I'm 40, so that was fine for me. One thing I didn't have time for, and I really wish I did, was a trip to the spa. I usually get a massage on my trips, but I just didn't have time. It is an award-winning spa, so I'm sure it's fantastic. If you've been, I'd love to hear some feedback in the comments below. So to answer the question, do I think the Atelier Playa Mujeres is really worth the hype? Yeah, I do, absolutely. The resort is stunning, and you can tell everyone who works there takes pride in what they do. The service is top-notch, and so is their food and beverage program. I loved my stay, and I would definitely go back, and I will continue to recommend it to my clients. And if you're excited to go to Cancun, check out my other video here.